Hello and welcome back to another episode of Severed Studios presents Rolling in the Netherdeep. We're excited to bring you a brand new tale of adventure in the lands of Wildmount and Marquette. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have...
Hey everybody, this is Bill, and I'll be playing Orgoth, Skullcrusher.
Hey y'all. Oh my goodness, I'm not second. Sorry, guys. I'm second in the other campaign. Good.
No, you're good. You're good. This is Jaiden playing Laphus.
Hi everybody, this is Ross, and I'm playing Wilvan today.
Hey everybody, this is Jaime. I'm playing North.
Hashtag strong and wrong.
Strong and wrong. And we are back after a week's break. Episode 76. We're actually passing the Suns in number of episodes. So, hey, Severed Sons, you got to catch up. Come on, let's play.
Who are these guys, anyways?
Fucking skill issue.
Anything we need to talk about before we dive right in?
Not right now.
But later, yes.
Yes.
Well, let's begin today's episode of Rolling in the Netherdeep, episode 76, The Choices We Make, part 2. So, last time, just to keep this simple, Orgoth defeated Dermot, pummeling with him within an inch of his life, trying to make a mockery of Dermot's god. Laphus broke it off with Irvin, and that battle did not happen at all. And Irvin was publicly humiliated.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you know this, Ross, but she broke up with him by having the guy actually say it out loud on the intercom.
That's ice cold.
That's one of the best mic drops in the freaking campaign.
And North defeated Io in a friendly battle, actually winning the competition for the Favoured Few. But before we continue, let's go back in time a little bit. So, Wilvan, you get off the field after your battle, and you're walking into the back locker room, and you see there's lots of people in here going in and out, and busy people are kind of brushing by you and congratulating you on your hard-fought battle. And you see around the corner this tall man, human, in a dark suit, pinstripe suit, holding the hand of a halfling woman. Maybe a girl, young, it's hard to tell, their backs are to you. And they're walking away from you around the corner. And you see the halfling's hair, the woman, it looks very similar to your sister's.
I think instinctively that skips his heart just for a second. He kind of loses his breath, his eyes dart over, and then he catches his senses and doesn't act on anything. He's like,
Yeah.
nah, and kind of blinks it away and continues walking, I think.
Okay. Maybe a few minutes later, the fight with Orgoth is happening. And you're on your way to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
And you see, you get this the hair on the back of your neck kind of rises up. And you see the dragon kind of just walking past and kind of disappears around a corner.
That would stop Wilvan in his tracks. He looks around, sees if anybody else seemed to notice him. And
it's almost like he's moving in and out of, the traffic smoothly.
Slinky.
Yeah.
Wilvan stops and lets his eyes follow him. Lets his ears focus on Orgoth's fight.
And you hear something about, what was the line exactly? Your god can't help you now, or something like that, Orgoth.
Yeah.
It just kind of reverberates over the loudspeaker of the entire crowd.
Where's your god of light now? Lights out, little man.
And the entire crowd kind of goes hushed. And you just hear pump, punch, punch.
And Wilvan changes course and follows the dragon.
Okay. You come around the corner and you see this man. It looks like it's a suit that the dragon would wear. Just a human man facing you. Their face is very nondescript, very difficult to, like, you can't, like, if you turned away, you may not forget exactly what he looked like. But the halfling girl looks very similar to your sister. If she'd been allowed to grow older with time, perhaps.
Wilvan freezes. He rounds the corner and just freezes for a couple seconds and slowly takes his hat off, I think, just in shock.
And the halfling girl looks at you. Do I know you?
Wilvan's eyes dart up to the man. He says, "What is this?"
And a dragon's voice coming from the man says, "I found a way to come out and play a little bit." And he kind of reaches over and pats you on the shoulder. Physical touch. People walking by.
Trying to save face fails, and I think Wilvan takes a step back, a little recoil from that touch. And his eyes dart between the halfling and the man, and he says, "You're here."
Somewhat.
What are you doing?
Your little trick with the 2 fragments of suffering and the stuffed animal. What did you call it? A burpee baby? Beanie baby?
Your trick, but go on.
I was able to triangulate the location of this demi-plane called the Netherdeep that you all call it so succinctly. I have begun to draw upon its power of creation.
No.
You led me there. And you should join me.
No, you gave me no choice. You threatened the others. You made me take it. You made me take North's.
You think that my power is ephemeral, but it is very, very real. And you look and you see the girl, her skin turns kind of white hot, and her eyes glow with a red, dangerous energy. What's wrong? I don't feel well.
And Wilvan, I think he takes a step forward instinctively to reach out and help, but stops himself.
You can feel the heat just emanating, burning you almost, coming from the child, from the halfling.
He says, "That's not her. She's
No.
gone."
She's safe. This is not her, though. You're right. The tomb of the Apotheon, the Netherdeep, is like a scab on this world, barely containing the raw creative forces of the multiverse. I want to give you a choice and a demonstration. And the girl's skin begins to glow white hot like the sun. Unless you join with me, this fraction of the power of creation, and she points to the girl, will explode and take everything out within a mile of this place. I will keep you safe, but you will see everything and everyone you care about destroyed. But if you join with me, you will be rewarded.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah.
That's a 14.
Okay. He is being dead serious right now. He has no reason to lie.
I think Wilvan.
For years, I've relied on puzzles and trickery. But you've shown me the way. Having to travel so far away from home to find the power to return. No trickery anymore.
Wilvan's eyes dart to the halfling. And he says, "No, this is blasphemy."
Tell you what. I'll give you some time to think about it. And suddenly you feel a searing hot pain coming from the tattoo. And you look down, and the spiral that's on the tattoo, you see it starting to tick down, like it's getting shorter and going along the spiral, almost like a fuse on a stick of dynamite, slowly going around. Gather your friends for me. I want to show them how real I can be and how dangerous I am if they try to stop me from joining with you. Are you joining with me? Meet me on the steps of the palace before time runs out.
Wilvan just stands there in silence. He has no words. And he, I think, takes a big gulp, looking at his hand, watching, feeling that happen. Looks at the halfling, looks up at him, shuts his agape jaw, and just quietly nods.
The awesome power of the Netherdeep has been slowly seeping into the dark thoughts and feelings of all who live in Ank'Harel. Soon that scab will be ripped off. And then suddenly he turns around and walks away. The girl following. And disappears into the crowd. Off in the distance somewhere you hear like North fighting Io. There must have been some time fuckery going on because a lot of time seems to have passed.
Wilvan, I think, just drops to his knees in a very public moment of privacy.
Okay. Laphus, just to check in with you, where are you going?
I was gonna go back to the cool flame.
Okay. You can get a carriage there easily. Like no, it's like everybody's still at the there, so it's just you almost could go out there, step onto the street, step in a carriage, and go. After North defeats Io, and Io stands up, and the people are still cheering because we ended up basically at the very, very end of the fight.
Yep.
And Io comes up to you, North, and shakes your hand. And it's like, there's the good
Shake
sportsman.
hand, hugs.
Yeah, you hear a Sheet Kaltor. There's the good sportsmanship that the Bowl of Judgment is known for.
Yep, there is.
Backstage, Wilvan, you see Orgoth kind of sitting there silently in the hallway. No one's around him.
Good fight.
Well, I won. Yeah, I won.
I had no doubts. You won the way you're supposed to win.
Yeah, I mean, I won, and North just won, so we won. The Favoured Few won, and we get the house, I guess, and stuff, right? So yeah, It was a. I haven't really fought that way in an arena before, but I guess Dermot will be okay.
Wilvan was trying to save face that he didn't see the match, and hears that Dermot will be okay. He says, "Well, that it's not exactly a fair fight. If you versus Dermot, you fought the way you fight. Yes?"
You know what? I guess that is how I fight now. Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that is how I fight. Yeah. Thanks, Wilvan. You know. Hey, we won, right? That's great. Now we have a place we can like call our own, and we can all hang out in, and we can finish up the other stuff we're doing here.
North,
Yeah.
you and Io like come backstage, come back to the locker rooms, arm in arm with Io.
Oh yeah, I put my flower crown on her head. Just life is good. And then life actually comes back to what it was, and oof, yep, we're faced with the consequences of the actions of others.
And you see Orgoth and Wilvan standing there.
Wilvan's eyes kind of dart between North and Orgoth, and he says, "We came here to win, and that we have." And he
Right.
walks forward to Io and puts out a hand. He says, "Well fought."
Well fought. If you'll excuse me, I need to go check on Dermot. He may be being brought to the infirmary. And kind of like shakes your hand, Wilvan. But it's very quick and kind of tentative a little bit. And she takes off and pats North on his shoulder as she walks by.
Wilvan will turn around. Say, "He'll be fine.
Will
I'm
he?
sure." If there's anything that I've learned in my short time here, it's that if you make a decision, you make it like a warrior. There's no turning back. You made it.
I did.
Live with it. Stand by it.
Right.
I think the silence of all three of them doing their own thing is palpable
Heavy.
just for a second,
Yeah.
like in their heads. And Wilvan puts his hand in to the two of them, his left hand, his non-tattooed hand, and he says,
Orgoth puts his hand in.
He looks at North.
North looks at Orgoth. I don't know if I'm honored to put my hand here right now, but sure. And they're gonna make contact with Wilvan, but not with Orgoth.
Okay. You go under.
Yep, basically.
Wilvan, I think then Wilvan will take the top. Wilvan will put his other hand
It's a Wilvan sandwich. Okay.
on Orgoth's.
Yep.
And he says, "I don't think it's honor that keeps us here.
Sure isn't.
I think it's family." We've
Can I
been
make an
through a
insight
lot.
check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's emotional for Wilvan for compared to
So it's a little Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Yep, that's very much a family.
Wilvan, are you trying to hide?
Natural 20.
Oh!
That's
Wilvan is strangely emotional, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, describe how you're feeling.
It's his like you've heard his dad voice before. This is like his dad feelings, the dad pep talk kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, North doesn't know if the dad pep talk is for whatever Orgoth did or for Wilvan to, like, I don't know, feel good about something, but they're not. That's just like no.
Also with the natural 20,
Mm-hmm.
Wilvan, like, he has kind of like a twinge in his eye that maybe he's in pain.
Huh.
And Wilvan, you kind of feel like as the tattoo does a circle, you feel like a little twinge of pin pricks, like stabbing into your hand.
We've been through a lot. We've set out on an arduous journey together. And that was never going to be pretty 100% of the time. Pendulum's got to swing.
I feel like that's a very touching discourse that you're giving us. It's very sad that Laphus is not there to witness that.
Laphus, you arrive on the front foot.
Uncanny demonstration of fatherly love or whatever that's going on right now.
Wilvan will take his right hand off and slip his left hand out. And noted. And he folds his hands in front of him with his left over his right.
What's going on?
No, we'll wait for Laphus.
Mm-hmm.
Laphus, you arrive on the sidewalk outside of the Cool Flame.
Okay.
And it's... no one's there. I mean, like, there's a, like, you know, the usual people who are working there and Spike's behind the bar.
Yeah.
But you're just, like, you're looking through the window from outside.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna guess like everybody's still like at the bowl.
Right. Haven't made their way back here yet. You're one of the few people who left the sports event early and got away. But inside, as you kind of go to the door, you see Wilvan sitting at the bar. Oh, there you are.
Hey, I thought you were at the bowl.
We won.
How'd you get here so fast? I like left before North did stuff.
Don't worry about that. I need to talk to you. Something's gone really wrong with Orgoth. I need to talk to you. I had somebody bring me here very quickly. I need to talk to you about Orgoth.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I knew something was up with him. Like, but yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, come on in. Come on in. He opens the door, wider to the bar.
I walk in.
And suddenly, you feel this like hot wind hitting your face. Wilvan is no longer there, and you are on board of a airship that is currently taking off from the skyport. You see this rope at your feet, and suddenly the rope magically up and around your body, binding your hands, binding your feet, starting to wrap around your mouth.
What the fuck? Wait, how the fuck did I get here?
And then you look behind you and you just see like this like doorway to like the cabin of the ship. And there's like a magical light and you can see the cool flame beyond it. And suddenly like and you see Ravana. Have a seat, dear. You're going home with me.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
And some people come over and like muscle you into a chair and tie you to it.
All right. Yeah, I can't move.
The ship appears to be heavily loaded. There are like crates with like just on board on the deck with what's it called, draping, it's like stuff draped over it.
Tarps.
That's the word I'm looking for. Tarps draped over them. But you see the symbol for the skyport and for the mines of Ank'Harel. And you just feel it like slowly moving and lifting into the air and kind of flying south toward the towers of the palace.
Bye, guys.
No.
Just going quickly back to Wilvan, Orgoth, and North. What are you doing?
Is there like something that's announcing like the victors, or is it done and that's it?
Apparently, they're going to be doing a ceremony later at the location of the house that is being given to you.
Okay.
So it's pretty much done.
So we can leave.
Yeah, you can leave.
It doesn't look like Laphus is coming back to the meeting area or
Yeah,
the locker rooms
actu-
or anything. So
I mean, I don't know where she went. She dumped Irvin and then she went off.
I imagine she's gone back to the Cool Flame, and if not, that's where she'll go eventually.
Yeah, we can always check in. We got that little thing that we have.
Ring her up.
Hey girl, too bad you weren't there to see me win. You at the Cool Flame? Wilvan is acting weird.
Laphus doesn't have that other sending stone. She gave it to Wilvan, I believe. She only has the one that's attached to question.
Is this the 4-way? Because you have the 4-way stone, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
we have
4-way.
the-
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a group chat.
Yeah.
It's a
It's our
group
group
chat.
Do I have to at all touch the sending stone?
because it's a sending spell that goes to your mind to
Right.
I'm going to say to send a message back. You have to figure out a way to touch the stone, but you can like probably touch it through like, your clothing or like somehow like activate it by touching it somehow. So
Okay. So I can only respond, but I can't send one in case. Okay.
I'd have you do like a sleight of hand to try to wriggle enough where you could like touch it, get it, like bump it. Where is it located on your person?
It would be in my bag.
Okay, that's a problem then. Okay. So. But you can hear it.
Happy guys.
Yeah. Ravana kind of comes over to you. You don't see Walcott. But you do see,
Well, that's one annoyance down.
yeah. How do you like my new ship? I paid quite a pretty bit of coin for it. Her name is, what did I call it? The Desert Blossom.
Gaudy, like you.
Very nice. You are going home with me.
Do you not know what no means? Do you not understand this boundary?
What boundaries? You are nothing but a dead thing. I'm taking your parts. I'm going to take your head and send it to Rakan. He can do whatever he wants with it. He says, and it would really, really be a shame if your companions knew who you really were. What you truly are, not just a simple dragon elf.
I mean, you're taking me away anyway. What's the point of even saying anything at that point? dumb bitch.
I am not a dumb bitch. I'm going to take all your pieces, and
You keep saying this.
You are something powerful. Something I'm going to take that power for myself.
Doubtful. How like can I move at all?
It's tight because it's a magical rope. It's kind of like binding your hands, but you were able to like. It's not like they're tied behind you, so.
But I can't really move.
Not like you're restrained is the technical term. Yeah. Your speed is 0 currently.
All right, so I can't move, so I can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do anything. So I'm just, well, get on with it, I guess.
And you see the ship sail kind of like, phew. Catch wind and start to pull away from the dock.
So how far are we from the dock and everything?
Just maybe like 50 yards right now. Not very far.
Can I cast thaumaturgy on myself?
Yeah.
Well, since I'm close to the dock, I'm just gonna, with thaumaturgy, just yell like, yo, I'm being kidnapped. Somebody is kidnapping me.
Let me see if anybody hears. It's windy up here.
You know what it would be a good moment for right now? Bollocks.
um, Ravana comes up to you and says, if you want to retain some semblance of yourself, you could join me.
So instead of you taking the power for yourself, you're gonna have me take the power.
You could be on my side. I need someone like you.
Yeah,
A powerful
no,
necromancer.
You're really fucking stupid. You know that, right? I can't wait to fucking kill you and take your fucking soul. And she's just going to thunderstep like out of that area.
I'm gonna pull, and suddenly you like foop, and the rope goes limp onto the ground, like useless. Where do you thunderstep to?
I'm probably gonna thunderstep closer to like, because I don't know where I am positioned on the ship.
You're kind of like,
exactly.
yeah, you kind of like are like the portal was at the back cabin, so you're sort of like in front of that, and there are crates of stuff in front of you, like going towards the front of the ship.
I would go forward, I think, because I don't think I could look behind me that quickly.
Yeah, because it's just a wall behind you.
Yeah.
You thunderstep. Does the thunder? There's damage that happens. Is it where you go to, or is it where you left?
Where you left.
Yeah.
Okay, will you roll that damage for me, please?
Yeah, let me actually say that I used Thunderstep. Why do I have a spell slot used? I don't remember using anything. Oh, never mind. I do remember using something. How much is it? It is Sorry about this. I did not have any of my things prepared. These are all D8s.
Oh no.
Hold on. Nope. Is this one? Nope. God damn it. I need 3d10. There we go. No.
North, you haven't gotten a response yet.
Nope. She's not picking up. That's.
Yeah, I was gonna say go to the real quick while we get this.
Dig
Yeah,
nice
that's
out.
actually weird.
Is it?
No, I mean, usually she'd be like, okay.
Well, when she's not in the mood, she's not in the mood.
I mean,
There's
I wanted to
no need
have
for
some
us-
hot goss. Like that. You were there, Wilvan. Surely you've heard that message. That was outrageous.
We can talk about it back at the Cool Flame. I don't want to be the last ones lingering here.
Oh, sure, let's go.
And Orgoth, like, as they're getting ready to leave, very uncharacteristically, like, pulls up the hood on his traveling cloak and kind of pulls it around and is uncharacteristically trying to be as incognito as he can be after we've won the tournament.
Okay.
That was 18.
18 points of damage, and this is thunder damage?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what happens. The thunder damage, they have like lit lanterns that just have like fire, like oil and fire around, and they're just like constantly lit. The explosion goes off, breaking a lot of the crates, and you see this like glowing orange stone kind of tumble out of it, and suddenly the thunder wave hits those lanterns, dropping them onto the deck of the ship, and suddenly, boom, fire.
Oh, fuck.
That's the second airship she wrecks.
No airship survives contact with Laphus Prismawing.
And Ravana is like, you fucking bitch!
Takes one to know one.
Airship number 2.
The
Tallying the shit.
boink. Okay. She. I'm going to. She. It's like, get back here! And suddenly 5 magic missiles like whip into you, Laphus, for 18 points of damage.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm still gonna try and. Well, seeing that this fucking thing is going on fire, it's.
And you see the stones. This is broomstone. It looks like they brought on extra, like, fuel for other airships, and they loaded down the ship. And you see the fire kind of like burning the crates around it, and the stones are starting to vibrate and starting to like put out massive amounts of flame. Down below, you see the palace as the ship is floating over it.
Oh no, is she gonna wreck the palace as well?
And
Leave
smoke is
no
starting to come.
survivors.
People are like, you're walking outside, Wilvan, Orgoth, and North, and you hear people kind of like, what was that noise? It's a clear day. That was thunder, right? And you hear people, and you see people are looking up in the sky, and you just see like this little cloud of black smoke coming from an airship.
Don't look directly at the sun if you don't have glasses for that.
Glad that's not us.
Oh, definitely just. In her head, she's just going to be like, fuck it, why not? And she's going to. She's just going to put up like her fingers like a little gun and just go zap, and lightning bolt more of like the rooms.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead and roll damage
Menace.
for that.
It's like,
There's like this camera cut to some poor worker who's putting the finishing touches on this, like the door, like painting the last of the like embassy, the Y on the, and he's like, oh, finally my work is done restoring the POW, son of
Hey, it's the palace. It's not the embassy this time, but I can imagine them just looking around and seeing, oh shit.
all right.
Not my circus, not my monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Oh wow, this is really good. Okay. Really good. That's 34 damage.
Okay, this is what happens. That's enough to explode the Bloomstone. Suddenly,
As she does this, by the way, I feel like she would have been like at the edge of like something.
Mhm.
She would have done that and then just fell back.
okay, falling off the ship. This is off the ship, right? Or you just kind of like,
Yeah,
okay.
she's gonna get off. It's gonna explode anyway.
Okay. You see the people like it just adds energy to those stones, and suddenly you see the people who are like in the workers, the sailors. They're in the rigging. They're in various places, and they just start like, no, no, and one person's like, not again, and they just dive. Ravana looks and says, I'm coming for you.
This was a fun waste of time.
And suddenly she teleports out. And then the ship explodes. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
So I never used my birthday nat 20, so
Okay. There you go.
I use my birthday nat 20 to destroy ships.
You still take, I'm going to say 22 points of damage.
Okay.
That's halved. Like, I mean, it's like from like 44. But you take some damage and you're free falling. Down below, North, Wilvan, and Orgoth, you see this massive brass dragon suddenly take off into the air.
That was the one that was
Watching the...
at the... Okay.
Yeah.
Got somewhere to be.
And you hear people like shouting, Devosa! Devosa! She'll save us! She'll save them! And you just hear screaming. Laphus, you're kind of like... You were kind of like the last one off the ship. And Devosa flies into the air, like trying to get to... And it's like mighty beats of its wings, trying to fly up into the air. North, Wilvan, and Orgoth, what are you doing?
Staring straight up, Wilvan is like, this is starting to look familiar.
This is very familiar. I hate this. I kind of love it because I'm not in the... I mean, it's not something like some party that I was supposed to attend.
Maybe
Arson! Yay!
maybe I'll get out of the news cycle.
Maybe
he's just
you
a
will,
footnote.
but I have a feeling the favored few is represented at that party up there.
You do see the Dwendalian Empire seal on like one of the sails.
Oh my, is it
As
a
it
take two electric
erupts.
boogaloo?
Yeah, erupts into flames.
Should we not be here at Ground Zero?
Unless we're gonna help people. Does it look like Orgoth's gonna look around? Does it look like debris is falling near people? Or people
Debris
getting
is starting to
trapped, or-
fall. I mean, they were high enough up in the air that it's like down. You see the ship is broken into 2 or 3 pieces, but Devosa flies up, inhales. You see their mighty chest expand, and suddenly a great gout of flame comes up their neck and out, and it just disintegrates the giant flying pieces. And people are still like, there's smaller like pieces of board and everything, but it's mostly, say, like there's no giant pieces of ship flying down now, as the dragon flame just incinerates and turns around and swoops underneath the sailors, and they fall on Devosa's back. Laphus is still falling.
Oh, do we see Laphus
Yeah,
falling?
you do. You
Can we
do.
see how far can we get to under
Okay.
Laphus?
Yeah, you were right, kind of like coming out, and the palace is right there outside the Bowl of Judgment.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on, hold
but
on.
where is the airship to like everything else? Because I was next to the. You said I was next to the palace, and they were at the Bowl of Judgment. So
yeah, Bowl of
pretty
Judgment's
far off.
just next door. So not
They're right
very
next to
far
each
off.
other.
Okay.
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Wilvan will scurry to try to get like maybe if he can like directly under Laphus, like the fly ball that is Laphus. He's underneath it. Yeah.
Okay.
So once he's got that position, he says, "Relax, I've got her," and he just lets her fall. Fall, gain speed. And
you were like really like you
9.8 is the accelerations.
You notice that some of Lapus's clothing is on fire.
He says, "Nothing I can do about that," but he just watches, and then as soon as she gets within 60 feet, he'll cast Featherfall.
Yeah, it's like it's very, very going from like terminal velocity to like, phew, and then suddenly you're floating.
And he'll step out of the way and let her land gracefully.
The moment she feels the feather fall, because she was just like falling normally, like towards like on her back, but as soon as she felt the feather fall like happen, she like adjusts herself so that she's actually standing.
It's like,
yeah, basically. And she's still on fire, so she's just going to take off. She's going to like take off her cloak and just like let it drop. As she just like lands.
And just like there's like a pile of ash. You see people from the hand of Ord kind of running up. Laphus, why don't you describe what everybody sees as you're floating down?
So basically what you see is Laphus is wearing like this form-fitting like gold edge dark blue like bustier, like trimmed with gold metal ornaments that kind of match like the decorations on her horns. She's got like this large metal collar with like gemstones, like a big blue gemstone in the middle of like the neckline. She's wearing half sleeves with like a golden band, and it continues over to her wrist in kind of like a funnel shape. And she's wearing like skin tight gloves like the ones that you had seen her wear prior. And she still has like claws, but they're made of obsidian and like lapis lazuli. And she has like a bunch of like dragon scales kind of growing out of her like thighs, and like in the inner thigh and also the outer thigh are like big scales rather than like the normal small ones she has like under her eyes.
What color are they?
The scales?
Yes.
Golden.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, would a cloak of protection burn?
You just kind of like
she's not. That's not her cloak of protection.
Oh,
she always had a cloak. No, like she always had a cloak.
Oh, okay.
And she had the cloak of protection underneath that.
Oh,
cloak.
okay.
Yeah.
So are you? You're not naked. Like
Nope.
you're covered.
Yeah.
Wilvan looks around. He sees the hand of Ord approaching.
Yeah.
And he says, "Okay, now we shouldn't be here. Laphus just brought a lot of attention to herself by being the only one fallen while the dragon caught everyone else. Should we get inside?"
I mean, technically, it was a cloaked figure falling, right? Let's just move.
Actually, no. I have a little bit of business to tell these folk and Jamon.
Oh,
The hand of Ord come up.
Because-
Yeah.
wow.
Phew. Into the shadows.
Yeah, I have to.
Champions, good to see you. They kind of like notice Wilvan, but don't say anything to Wilvan as he kind of fades.
I mean, I'm there. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, fine. I'm letting Laphus do her thing.
We saw what happened. Is everyone okay? What happened?
you saw what happened, you would know what happened. Anyways,
We saw the explosion, but
yeah, Ravana kidnapped me. Ravana from the assembly, service assembly, I think, Empire. Yeah, she kidnapped me, threatened to murder me a couple of times actually, and so I escaped. And sadly, that meant that my escape meant, you know, a airship being destroyed.
I think we're gonna do a private insight check on that story.
okay.
That's why you weren't responding to my call.
17. Ross knows it to
Yeah.
be true, but Wilvan didn't believe that for a second.
Laphus, a coiled rope just kind of like floop.
Oh,
Next
hey,
to
there
you.
it is. That's the rope that held me down.
It's because it's magical. It didn't burn. So.
Ooh, magical rope. But it's evidence.
They take your information, and is there a chance that you can speak to Jamon personally? This feels like a very grievous assault on a valued citizen of Ank'Harel, as we all consider you, all four of you, to be.
She's going to kind of just be like, "Oh, it'll be my pleasure."
We're homeowners now. You know, we're gonna have a
Gonna have
house.
to pay taxes.
here.
Down about 100 yards away, Devosa lands, and you see the sailors getting off and sliding off. And Devosa kind of looks over at all of you, nods, and then launches into the air and disappears.
That's a fucking dragon.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's a fucking dragon.
Yeah, I've had enough of those.
Yeah, but like your dragon was fake, so it doesn't count.
Wilvan just side eye, and back to Devosa.
Like foom, foom, just flying over the outer walls of the city and disappearing. What do you do?
Well, I think I would need to go to.
Yeah.
I personally would need to go see Jamon.
I mean, I don't think you've just been kidnapped. We're not letting you out of our sight, right, guys?
Yeah. No. It feels like when we're not together, bad stuff is happening, especially
Airships
right now.
explode.
Well,
Yeah,
then
we all
you
gotta
feel a
stay together.
twinge
Yeah.
in your hand, a tattoo, as another circle is gone.
How rapidly, now that there's a pattern to it, how much time does it seem that Wilvan
Well,
has?
each circle, because it's a spiral,
Mhm.
and this spiral, it's like the outer ring is what's disappearing, and each time the circle is smaller.
Sure, yeah, but at what rate is like? Did that happen? Like the time that has passed, is that a lot of the circle?
It took a long time for the first circle, probably 15 minutes,
Okay.
and the second circle took less than that.
Sure.
So you think that, like, looking at the circles on your tattoo, probably another hour and a half,
Okay.
2 hours. Yeah.
Great. Wilvan, he says, Laphus, I know you've got to go to Jamon, but could we sit for one drink? Celebrate our win today?
Can we have
One.
a drink while waiting for Jamon to receive us? Because I'm sure they're pretty busy.
I mean, I could talk to Jamon whenever, technically. They're gonna need my
No.
statement eventually.
What's wrong with sitting? One drink.
I mean, I won't drink, but I'll encourage you guys to drink.
I want to encourage Orgoth to drink, you know that. But I'm gonna take one.
Wilvan will gesture to the cool flame. He'll be last to go. See if they actually do go.
Oh, yeah. Orgoth follows Wilvan. Sure, 100%.
Do you go all the way back
yes.
to the Cool Flame, or do you just go to a local tavern close to the
Maybe
palace?
a local tavern would be quicker, easier,
Sure. Yeah. If there's maybe an empty one.
and also kind of
nearby.
upscale, and we can say that we
Well,
just
every
won.
tavern, because all the taverns filled up immediately after the bowl, the stadium.
Tourism. Fucking tourism.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine. Whatever. Tavern. Wilvan won't fight it.
There is a skulking sword, a bar called the Skulking Sword, and they have a you see that they all have like hawkers outside of the bar, like each bar that's along the strip, and they're trying to get everybody to come inside.
Oh,
and
hey,
they
you
see-
guys, look. That's you, skulking.
and to see the four of you, and they're like, "It's the champions! It's the champions! Please,
Oh, shit.
please, come! Oh, the food is on the house here. Please, your money is no good here. Please, come in. We'll get you
got
a
like
private room.
or something?
We do have a private room." And you see, like, he goes inside, and he, like, basically goes into his office and just, like, pulls everything out of it and shoves it in a closet, and then has, like, the bouncer pull a table in there and puts a big cask of ale and, like, 4 chairs, and it's like, whatever you need, please, help yourself. And there's, like, a nice door.
I think we need some privacy. Little, post victory, just us celebration, but
We'll sign
We'll
autographs later. Don't worry,
Yeah,
you
we'll
can
talk
have
up
that
your
to
pub
put
and-
behind the bar.
yeah.
And
yeah.
you see him doing, like, rubbing his hands thing as he goes behind the bar. He's like, you see him mark up the prices.
Bastard.
And you're able to go into this office, and they actually, like, throw some food, basically, like, give, like, a big giant plate of food, put it on the table, and then close the door behind as they leave.
Drinks?
And drinks, yeah, whatever drinks you want.
Better service than the cool flame.
Don't tell us that to Spike.
I mean,
Um,
imagine how they'll feel whenever they find out that a lot of people didn't care for Orgoth's whole thing, and that I immediately gave up before a fight.
I don't know about
Yeah.
you guys. My fight was pretty good.
Well, I mean,
I'll take your word for it.
won. I guess I won doesn't matter as much, right? That's what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, I heard what happened. And
Yep.
I heard some kids crying. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know I shouldn't be saying it to you, to all of you, but I'm sorry. I can't. That's why I don't know. We have to be together and stuff, because I'm better when we're together. But I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to be this. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a drink. I don't want to think about that right now.
No long faces. We won something big today. Wilvan is like energy, that keeping the room up kind of energy. He's like making plates and
Yeah.
drinks. He says we set out to do something and we did it. So
North is
Num-
immediately gonna give Laphus like a little elbow to the ribs and just like give a little point to Wilvan, like,
And
see
it
what
doesn't-
the guy's doing.
and it doesn't matter how we did it. It doesn't matter the way that it was perceived. The fact is, and he sets the last beer down right in front of himself, a little hard. He says, "We did it." And he sits down and takes a swig.
She
Just for a piece of bacon.
she doesn't, even though North elbowed. Laphus just kind of looks over at North, looks over at Wilvan, and just gives a shrug, like, it's what he wants to do, man. Before I'm gonna guess they brought her a drink for some reason, and she's just gonna push it off to the side. Possibly towards Wilvan.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah, he looks like he needs it. Dang.
Wilvan, like, made sure everybody had something. And
Yeah, just because I have
Wilvan,
my
he's
body
taking
doesn't mean that I could
deep
still
swigs.
eat.
To the favored few, even when things get hard and difficult, we always stay
We go
together.
harder.
Yeah, when things get hard, we go harder. I like that. That's good, North. And he'll like put his tankard in to the middle.
Lapis grabs
Cheers.
ashes out of her bag and just, instead of clanking any sort of glass, she clanks his little paw against it.
Woman's definitely eating like
Yeah.
more than he needs to. Like he's kind of shoveling in, and he's definitely like procrastinating,
Yeah.
just being aware of the time on his
Mhm.
hands. But he's enjoying the spoils and trying to kind of keep the mood up.
Are you trying to hide the tattoo?
Uh, no, I don't think so.
Who's had good looks at the tattoo? Lapis and North?
I don't know
I
if
think-
North had a
I
good
think-
look at it.
Yeah, no, I think Lapis was the only one.
Lapis, make a perception check.
Okay.
During that time, I'm just gonna pass around like a Bowl of Judgment poster, and I'm gonna sign it and pass it over.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You see, you look and you see that the spiral tattoo is noticeably smaller. And then you take a second look and you can see that it's like kind of burning away.
Wilvan's
Notice-
eating, and he like drops his fork really quick and picks it up again and gets back into it, like just a little sear.
She's going to do exactly what Wilvan does, and once he's ready to say something, she will let him say it. But for now, she's just going to let him enjoy this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though she doesn't know exactly what this means, seeing his demeanor change, she definitely knows that he's not going to stay with us for long. With how more accepting he's been and how friendly he's being and how so much more energetic he's acting at this moment. But she's not going to try and say anything because she doesn't want to make Orgoth sad at all, any more sad than he is. And going to let North just deal what North does. So she's just gonna sit back and just like play with ashes a little bit, use his little paws to like move around while she's enjoying everybody's company.
You hear music happening, like there's like a band like playing loud music in the boisterous tap room beyond the door.
After a hearty, Wilvan event, he's only so big he can't eat that much, so he like kind of has his fill. He slows down, and by now he's had a little more ale than he's used to, and he leans back and shuts his eyes for a second, and that like good meal kind of feeling, that Thanksgiving aftershock. And he opens his eyes and he says, "I'm proud of us. It's not been easy, nor was today, but onward. That's how it's been done. That's what we're doing now. You might not feel great." And he looks at Orgoth. He says, "But you did it, right?"
Yeah. I mean, I did do it. I mean, we did it, right? Like
Right.
all of us won our matches, and Lapis like totally burned Irvin for being a dick. So that seemed pretty good.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good.
And look, I'm like, I know it's not to you, like I said that I should say it, but I'm sorry, and I'm trying, but like maybe I know that with you, with all of us together, like the Favoured Few being a team and a group, and well, and like Wilvan said, a family, right? I mean, I know I can get through anything because we've got each other's backs.
Wilvan, I think his happiness like breaks. I think it comes to like a bit of a swell in the way that he's been keeping it up, and I think she kind of just like lets the weight of the tankard win, and his arm just kind of holds it and lets out a tear as just one as Orgoth finishes that. Um, and he says, I've run out of time. And his eyes are shut. He says, I'm backed into a corner. And I've made a lot of choices. And I think I have to go. And his eyes are still shut. He takes off his glove that he's always wearing. Not that it doesn't matter. You can see the tattoo anyway, but he takes it off. And he puts his hand out on the table. And he says, that is a deadline. Looks at the other three and I'm sorry. This dragon has been using me for small deeds that seemed harmless enough. And I thought I could placate him. I thought I could play his game. Because I was dumb enough to think that I could win. And he winces as he's still got his hand flat on the table. He winces as it moves just a little bit. When you gave me that power north from the Netherdeep, with the one I already had, I gave him access. I didn't know it. I didn't know that's what I was doing. But I let him in. I've jeopardized this mission. I've jeopardized my revenge. And I've jeopardized your lives. And I've done it one too many times. And he's just looking at his hand. I'm gonna go with him. I have to. Or the power that he's collected from the Netherdeep is going to kill most, if not all, of Anchorel. And I fear that's only a fraction of what's down there. As his voice cracks.
So let's go stop this guy, this thing. I mean,
I don't
let's
think
just
that's
go,
how it
like-
works, Orgoth.
well, no, that's what we do is we stop this stuff. What do you mean you're gonna go? I mean, everybody goes, but then you come back, right? Right?
I thought that for a long time. I hoped that my sister would come back. I knew that she was in cahoots with this monster. I knew that he had her, but I'd always hoped that she would come back. And today, I saw her with the power of the Netherdeep coursing through her skin. She's his weapon. That's how she came back. And if I can stop that weapon, I'm gonna do it. That's how we stop it. And that's how we stop him for the time being.
So whenever you're done kicking the shit out of this dragon and doing whatever you need to do, you think you might come back, or you think you're gonna blaze of glory, go into retirement?
I mean, if you do come back, we're technically homeowners now, so you'll have a place to come back to. Because I said that I would take you to do crime, and you have to come back to do crime.
Everybody comes back, Wilvan. That's what you said. You can't not come back.
I don't think it's up to me this time. I think my leash has grown too short. And Wilvan starts to rummage in his pockets. And he takes out the fake badge of Jaman, and he puts it on the table and he slides it over to North.
It's such a bad
No,
copy.
I
It's-
don't want
it's
to. I don't want to get
it's-
caught with that in my hands.
It doesn't look good.
I understand, but I don't want to get caught. Like it's a nice gesture. It's a nice gesture. Good first foray into forgery, but
Hey, he tried crimes.
that sucks, and I don't want to be caught dead with that on my person. So you're gonna have to do better.
I was gonna say, why don't you just keep it as a memento of you being here in Ank'Harel?
Yeah.
Wilvan takes his hand off of it, and it is sitting in front of North, and he says, "Take it as a memento of all the crime that we're not going to commit together."
Yeah, you would have been terrible anyways. They're gonna put it in their bag.
And he takes off the ring of shooting stars. It's on the table, and he slides it over to Laphus. He says, "I know you've got all the magic you need, and this might be a little redundant for you, but I always thought it would look better on you."
She takes the ring, kind of flips it up in the air, catches it, and just says, "Yeah, gold looked pretty good on me. Better, like way better than you anyway. So you're right."
Wilvan nods his way through that.
She gives him a little wink, and before he turns his head, she's gonna reach into her bag and slide several books his way. I think you're gonna need some reading material when you're gone. You can keep Lord of the Cock Rings. I know you still have that, but these are some of my favorites. They're classic. You'll enjoy them, and it's 4 books. There's Tufuka Kenku, uh, Taste My Rainbow, in parentheses, Rainbow is the name of my dick. Um, there's The Legend of Sleeping with Hollow, and then there's There and Back to Be Touched Again.
A fair trade.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you. Pop those into his bag. And he takes out the pipe of remembrance and he says, I know it's not fair to regift this, but I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to use it much. And he doesn't slide it, he holds it out to Orgoth.
And Orgoth reaches in his pouch and he pulls out the little wooden horse that Wilvan carved for him. And he said, I want you to keep it. So you can not only remember us, but you can see us. Because I have this, that you made this for me so early, and I will never forget you or it. So I have this.
Wilvan will pull it back, the pipe, and he'll put it back in his pocket. He'll raise his tankard.
Laphus raises all of Ashes up.
The favored few.
Favoured Few.
The Favoured Few.
Favoured Few.
Probably sit there in a little silence
Yeah.
for a little. Wilvan's not going to break it because he just talked a lot. And as the time keeps slipping, once he thinks he has about 30 minutes left,
Yeah.
he'll just stand up, look at every one of them, deep breath, fix his hat, and walk out.
Before he does, Laphus is just gonna mutter under her breath, and fuck it, and gonna head over to Wilvan and just hug him from behind.
Ah, time for a group hug. Let's go. I hate hugs.
I hate them too.
North is gonna pick a feather off their hat and gonna tuck it in Wilvan's as they hug.
And Orgoth will come in and just try to encircle everybody, but doesn't say anything.
You can feel Wilvan's he's shuddering, not crying, because that's not how he wants to do this. He's really trying hard not to. And he'll let him for as long as he can. If they don't let go, he straightens himself up as best he can. Goes to the door, opens it,
Make a perception check before you open the door.
turns around, he looks at. 11.
The tap room is completely silent. Beyond the door.
He'll open the door.
And you
I'll
see
step through it.
you see
Sorry.
beyond a tall human man wearing a pinstripe suit, a halfling girl, and all of you see this. And the human is holding on to the halfling's hand. Shall we go to the steps of the palace? Hello there, I'm the dragon.
Oh, so you're this dragon.
Is that the
In
halfling that I
quotations.
saw running around?
It is.
Behind?
Her eyes are glowing red, like a very familiar rudium red.
You better not touch a single fucking hair on Wilvan. Leave his hat alone. He treasures that.
I'll be waiting outside. Let's go. And he turns around and picks his way through the frozen bodies, raised arms, tankard, like ale spilling out, frozen in midair. And he goes out the front door, opens it, leaves the door open.
Wilvan turns around, looks at everybody one more time. He says, "Give him hell."
You too. See you later.
Fuck off before I start crying.
Walks off.
Wilvan, you head outside. Time is still frozen for you, Orgoth, Laphus, and North. What do you do?
He's out of the tavern.
He's left the tavern.
Laphus is just going to sit down, put ashes on her lap, puts the ring on, and then she's just going to reach into her bag, take out a book, because she knows, like, even though she's supposed to feel sad, and me as Jaiden feels very sad, she can't cry. She can't feel what everybody else feels, like an actual sadness. So she just does what she can and just goes back to how she normally is, and just takes out a book and kind of gives a little sigh as she realizes we're a bunch of fucking dumbasses and we just lost one of the voices of reason.
Yep.
This is not going to be good.
Nope.
But she's going to attempt to try and do what Wilvan has been trying to do with us, wrangling us together. She's going to use her brain a little bit more. Less chaotic. If just for him.
I think North is gonna take the piece that Wilvan just gave him and pull out their forgery kit. And while time is stopped and no one is gonna come bother them, they're gonna start chipping at it and make it look better.
I'll have you roll for it. Remind me later.
Yep.
Look, I can either start drinking or I can break something. What's it going to be?
Neither.
Set a good example for Wilvan. That's what you should be doing.
And when Laphus says that, Orgoth loses it. And like, he's been really trying this whole time, but he's 16 and he just lost the closest thing he's ever had to a dad. And so he just sits in the chair, and the weight of everything that's happened today, and then this ends up just being too much. So he does neither. But he's a wreck.
Wilvan, you head outside into the street. Every single person frozen. You see the dragon in his human form, physical form, actually here, sitting on the steps of the palace. The girl sitting next to him. He
You
stands
win.
up. Do you accept my offer?
I do.
And then suddenly, there's a bright flash. And the girl begins glowing hot and hot, hotter, hotter. And you feel your skin burning. And suddenly you're falling. And I'll come back to you in a second, woman. Time resumes. The tap room is loud and boisterous, and the music starts back up. There's a knock at the door.
Come in.
This halfling comes in. It looks like Wilvan. Give me 1 second. That went directly to a private message, and it should not have gone. Okay, this halfling comes in. Hair slicked back short. It looks like Wilvan. No mustache. Pinstripe suit. Thin tie. Red.
Did I
Hello there.
recognize the old school look?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate that.
He comes in and sits down and reaches out, grabs a turkey leg and just tears into it, his eyes glinting red.
Gee, help yourself.
Thank you for taking care of that poor, not so innocent soul. It's good to know that even for a devil like me, someone needs to travel far from home to accomplish one's goals. You know, you just won this house. I might think of relocating a little farther away. The property values here are going to nosedive soon. And he stands up. Don't try to find me.
Trust me, I will.
You don't give us orders.
I'll break
s-
that pretty little face of yours.
Ew,
You think?
pretty?
I
mean,
modeled
the
I modeled it
stash
after a
had
friend
a
of mine.
thing.
I modeled
This-
it after a friend of yours.
I mean, the stash helped. Like it was like it had a look.
it-
It was a
Balance. See, here's the thing. There's a difference between pretty and handsome.
He leans.
He was
forward.
rugged.
He
Oh,
leans
yeah.
forward in the chair and gives an evil grin
Oh, you bitch.
and says, "It does not matter. He's mine now. And you will never get him back." And he stands up.
Orgoth looks up at him
Yeah.
when he's leaning over,
Mm-hmm.
and Orgoth's left eye is bleeding,
Okay.
and he says, "Take his face off of your fucking skull."
Or what?
I'd like to rage,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to grab this motherfucker.
Okay.
I click my rage button, because that's what I do now. Okay. I will reckless attack,
Okay.
because then I get to roll at advantage.
Okay.
That's a 19. So a 20. 28
28.
to hit.
Okay, do you grab for him, or do you actually kind of like, you're trying to grapple him? or
No,
you're just trying
I'm
to
literally
punch?
like, my intent, right, is to basically grab him, right, to
Mhm.
grapple, and then if he doesn't wipe Wilvan's face off of him, I'm gonna like with my second action like smash his head into the table.
Okay, this is what happens. You basically reach for him, and you're like centimeters away from his body, and suddenly time freezes, but you're aware. He just kind of steps back, reaches up, grabs your wrists, and crushes them, breaking your wrists. And he gets up. I wouldn't try that again. See you in the Netherdeep. It's a lovely place, I hear. And he walks out. You see him go to the bar, and on it, there's the bartender is like there, and on the bar you see Wilvan's hat with a note sticking out from underneath it. He's like, oh. He picks it up, puts it on his head, crumples up the note, throws it at you. It kind of just rolls into the doorway, and then he walks out.
Whenever time snaps back on,
It does snap the second he's gone. Yeah.
right. Like I don't know what everybody else sees, but like Aura's holding, and then I think in that moment the pain probably hits him.
Mm-hmm.
He's raging though, so he's not. He's like, oh no, and his like hands are fucked up because his wrists are broken.
Yeah.
It's gonna pay. That thing is gonna pay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he will.
I think North will just walk to the crumpled piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. The paper says, let me find it.
Wait, wait.
Got it.
I'll keep that for later.
Okay.
Because we're not in a mindset for that right now.
Okay.
Does Orgoth know what to do about his wrists right now?
I don't know. Make a medicine check.
I mean, he's
How
had
hurt
plenty
do
of
I know
healing
I am?
from his mama that's non-magical, but I don't think I want. Yeah. 19! 18 plus 1.
I'd get some splits on that very, very quickly. Like, try to get it straightened at least before you, so you can get
Right.
to a
So
cleric.
Orgoth's like, could somebody, and he holds out, and his hands are all like weird and floppy. He's like, yeah.
Don't move them. Don't try not to move them.
Okay, and he'll just put them on the table.
I think I'll I have a crowbar. Oh wait, I have some actual like how long are like the pitons that we use for
Wait, I've got more wrapping tape in my pouch, like that, because he wraps his hands right with this stuff. So
how long are they?
The probably like a foot, maybe.
So
like
that
maybe
would be
like
good to
8
just,
inches
like-
to a foot. Yeah.
Excellent. So I have a bunch of them from the climbing kit. I have 10, so I'm gonna use like, one on top, one under.
Right.
So
Oh
at
yeah,
least
so
that,
you're
like
gonna keep
we
it.
can wrap. And one on top, one under, so we can wrap.
Yeah, we should take him to a cleric or something. Have those
Yeah, because
bones
that's the best work I'm gonna manage, and I'm no healer.
Make a medicine check, North.
At disadvantage. Because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Ooh, 17 and a 19 still for
17.
18.
18. Okay.
18.
Yeah. You're able to get the pythons kind of wrapped in like some wrapping around, and they're straight. I mean, I would definitely don't move it too much, but it's like immobilized right now.
Too bad the one healer we know has been pummeled to near death. Let's go somewhere where people probably won't recognize us. Which is
Well,
going to be
we
hard.
could go to
now.
the clerics that are
Guided
taking
district.
care of Maggie, right? We could maybe go there. Like you made a healthy
Yeah.
contribution to their religious order.
Oh,
Maybe
I
that
did.
they could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do that too. Yay, religion.
You go outside. You leave to go to the clerics. Okay.
Yeah, Orgoth's gonna like basically like put his hands as best he can, like to protect them. No, I don't know. However, like I don't. Well, yeah, he doesn't want people to come up and be like, "Oh, Orgoth Skullcrusher," and like try to grab his hand and shake his hands and shit. So whatever he needs to do to like avoid that, he does.
Laphus is just gonna take her cloak of protection and put it around Orgoth's arms, so that
Got
way it hides the splints as well.
It's
but
like a
people don't-
perp walk when they're like, put the jacket over the cuffs. It's okay.
Yeah.
People won't notice as much.
Yeah, it's mostly so that people don't see that he actually did get hurt somehow.
Right.
He's got an image to uphold, even if right now it's not that great.
What image?
Yeah, so I said it's not that great.
Mine's better, and I'm a known criminal.
Well, not here.
Well, not here.
Okay. So
That's something that I forgot to mention to the listeners at home. Laphus does have a dragon tail. Just letting you know, she does have a slightly small dragon tail.
we have art for that, which we'll post on the Twitters later
Yay!
and in the Discord.
And everywhere.
Thank you to Neolia, the in_rhyme. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, you head off to the temple. Wilvan, you're falling. And you're in this like cloudy, misty, just kind of like area where you're just land softly. The ground is kind of unsteady beneath your feet. Ahead, you see this light, and you just see shadows up ahead. All around you, in like the shadows that are further away, you kind of see like streaks of red starting to creep slowly around, like in a big circle, like a big 360 degrees around you. It's almost like you're in a big open field, maybe on top of a cloud. But you see the shadows. They're approaching.
Ends up straight and accepts whatever. He refuses to face this with fear in his eyes.
And there's one figure that steps forward. And this is your sister, Lahanna. And she sees you crying, holds out both hands to you. Her eyes are tired, so tired. And she runs up to you. You did it. You. I can't believe that you're here. I thought you'd be able to hold out longer.
Just not as strong as you thought.
And she takes your hands. And behind her, you see another halfling, ghostwise halfling, and another, until you're surrounded by generations of victims of the dragon. Lahanna says, together, we can get through this. He's using our souls. We just have to hold on. I'm glad you're here, brother.
Wilvan, he doesn't have any. He can't say that back because
Yeah.
he's very much not glad that he's here.
Mhm.
But he'll reach out and he'll just pull her in really
And-
tight. And
One thing you notice is that your Ghostwise abilities have come back. And she leans her head into yours. And she starts singing a song that your mother used to sing to you in your head. She's done this a million times before. And she just holds on to you.
I think Wilvan lets go of a lot of pressure to be dad,
Yeah.
and he lets himself be whatever wounded kid he was when his sister left.
What do you look like
And-
right now? You don't have to look like
I
the
think
Wilvan.
now,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, Wilvan would, I guess, he's probably in his like Dwendalian era of his like his military, the
Mhm.
the like shorter, a little darker hair. I feel like he's de-aged maybe like 15 years or so.
Yeah.
There is no mustache. It's he's not in probably not in like armor, like his uniform or anything, but it's his like his truest self.
Yeah.
Was when he was like captain to the King's Guard. Like really, he felt like he really knew who he was before, because even though he's come into himself with the Favoured Few, all of that was still a disguise. So I think that's dropped. But he just listens to that song, and I think he weeps with her, and is just kind of grateful that he's not here alone, and maybe grateful for a sliver of hope that this isn't the death that he thought he was walking into. But he just sobs in her shoulders.
And she holds on to you, and the community of halflings surround you as the camera kind of backs away and out, and you see, the camera sees the halfling dragon. Severe looks as he's walking through the Kaomaro into the seal. And kind of looks up at the glowing, the pulsing, the red light coming out of the tear in reality. And he says, Apotheon, some god you are. And I would say that that would be the end of the episode, except we have 15 more minutes. Do you want to
No, God, let's please end the episode, Ron. It's okay. 15 minutes.
we
Everybody
can
understand.
end early today.
We can have a little chit chat maybe, or something else.
Okay. It's just so that this is where we're going to end the episode. Ross, we love you so much, and we're going to miss you so much. And it's just, Wilvan has been just a delight, and we're going to miss you.
Yeah, thank you for going with me on all this. It's tough to leave. Just with like, not to go into the why, but just the Wednesday at 4:30 is it's getting harder to for me in my scheduling and
In theater
I'm not.
life, yeah.
We won't say it's the end, but I don't actually know. So listeners, don't look at us like we have a plan because this might be. I don't know. But I'm grateful that y'all followed me on this and that we can leave on a good note. But thanks, y'all. Today was tough, but I love y'all.
Fucking love you so much. You're amazing at everything you fucking do. 100%. Like, I get so invested in your fucking story. I wanted to know what happened with everything you were doing.
So did I.
And like I know technically I'm sure you and Ron would be like, well, what did you plan for me, sort of deal. And I want to know, and I'm sure everybody else wants to know, but we probably won't get it. And I'm gonna be sad because like you were like one of the best RPers, and you brought so much life into your character, and I'm just
We're just glad that we still get to like see you and hang out with you and those
Yeah.
things, but
yeah.
obviously we will miss you a lot at the table. So yeah, it's real easy to role play emotion when it's real. So
Yeah, you're right.
I think everything's been said, and I'm not gonna talk more because I'm gonna cry. And I don't want to cry on camera, but
too late, suck it.
That was the opposite for me. I had a RP someone who couldn't care.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Fang will still be around in Severed Sons on the
Of
podcast.
course.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll
Yeah.
do one shots and all that.
Yeah.
But listeners, a good table is a gift, and enjoy it while you got it. Because it seems like it's all pretend and it's all very like it's very easy to write off as just stories, but like we put so much of ourselves in these characters, and then these characters go through things that I mean, like it is very theatrical in that way, and it's like, I mean, it's like living it, and so if you find a table like this, or have a table that you trust and enjoy playing with, tell them that. So guys, folks, this is a great table. I'm honored to have been part of it, to maybe still be part of it in the
you'll
future.
always be welcome back. So.
Thank you. I hope that Wilvan's story does get resolved at some point. But I love all of you. Ron, thank you for the game that you've created.
Thank you.
And yeah, take care of yourselves and handle some shit for me.
I swear, I'm gonna love it if we're like against the big bad evil guy, and we're like at a corner, and then out of nowhere, Wilvan comes in and with this giant fucking sword, and yes, I would love
riding in on a white horse.
Yeah.
Run,
cowboy
Shadowhawks.
hat.
Thank you for sharing your stories with us.
Yes.
Thank you,
It
Ross.
was a great time.
Well,
It's been an honor.
Yeah, let's go around and do our wrap up.
Hey everybody, this is Bill, and you can find me at Bill Freaking Roper online, mostly putting stuff up on YouTube, and here, yeah, this is every week that we get together. This is an honor to be at this table and to play with everybody, and I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm finding it difficult.
Hey everyone, this is Jaiden, playing Laphus, and check out Discord. God damn it, I don't like being sad. I don't know if you guys know here, but I'm like a huge crybaby. I would if I see like a cute dog wearing a hat, I literally start bawling. Like I can't help it. And so this is like super super horrible for me. But I love you guys. And I'm just gonna stop.
I'll jump in. Folks, thanks for tuning in. This is Ross. I have been playing Wilvan Grandmane for
When you say it
Damn it,
like
Ross.
that, when you
72
say it like that,
episodes.
Damn you!
Bitch.
I'm grateful for the story, and you can find me at GriffRM on Instagram. If you like these stories, if you listen to Severed Studios and you find yourself invested, or you do come back week after week, first of all, thank you. Leave us a review because those go a long, long way for us, and we'll keep making them. And yeah, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thanks.
Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I'm playing North, the Ladron Roguelike Fighter Potato. You can find us on Patreon if you don't want to see us cry. There's no crying on the Patreon, it doesn't exist. And you can find me on Steelclad Vicar, on Blue Sky, Twitter, Tumblr. There's some crying sometimes going on there, though. So, see you next week, hopefully. I'm gonna miss you, Ross.
Yeah, and before I do my outro, I'd like to thank In Rhyme, Noelia. Her on Twitter, she is at N_REYM. We'll post that tonight because we're going to post the art. But she does all of our character art for the show, and she did Laphus's new look, and she's amazing, and I want to thank her for all that she does. And please go check her out. My name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Ron88Keys, RBDM. Follow us at Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at Severed Studios. You can find us Severed Sons Rhyme with the Frost Maiden podcast at any podcasting platform. Please share with all your friends. Thank you to the Wizards of the Coast, Game Critical Role, to all our listeners and our fans, and to Ross Griffin. Keep on rolling, everybody. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
And give me a second. I am not. Okay.